Hi, everybody. This is Steve Olson and Wayne Steiger. Hi, Wayne.
Hello, Steve.
You've unwittingly ran yourself into the GNN network. And what we're looking at right here, Wayne, are pictures that you took in Colorado, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, this was actually Sunday evening, as you can see. And first of all, Steve, you can see the halo.
Yep, our halo.
You can see the sun dog building up over here. But what got my attention, Steve, was this. And let me just go into a couple of the frames. You'll be able to see it. I mean, I have no idea what this is. And here you can see the chemtrail coming out here. This is not I've never seen a chemtrail like this. I mean, I don't know. Also, I had another person who looked at these, and look at the effect that the camera picked up. It's actually picking up a refraction of the tree here, and you can see it here again. But look what's happened here, Steve. There is literally a rectangle here.
How did the tree get in that?
You know, I don't know that effect. I really don't. I didn't see it at first. Someone had to point it out to me, but you can actually see it. There it is.
Wow.
It's a great ghosting effect, isn't it?
It does look like a really weird ghosting effect. And again, it's like a very unusual effect. It just suggests that there's a lot of optics going on right now in that picture.
Yeah. The camera was obviously picking up light coming in from everywhere. And you can see it never loses its shape as it traverses across. And I said, well, wait a minute, there's something going on here as well. And so I began to do the filters, you know, like we like to do. This is inverted.
Yep, when we really get into it, that's what we do.
Yep. And the sun is actually a hexagon, which I thought was weird, but here you see it. The clouds that are being obfuscated here, you can clearly see where this is out here. Now, this is a lens flare, but here's that big ring, key ring. I don't know what you would call it. So now let's go in here. It gets better. So look at that. When you start seeing, I see something back here, and there's obviously something up here going on. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So your commentary, and I'll show you one that we really get the effect. This one right back here really shows it in this particular filter. I mean, it is clearly, and there is something back there. I mean, when you put it in this filter, you can see how it's actually obfuscating here the clouds.
Correct. And yeah, and so my thoughts on it are, and then also the sun takes on that very odd hexagonal shape in a couple of these frames. This lensing or ghosting effect suggests more than one light source, to your point, coming at two different directions. And what I think that you see is a combination of what they do with the chemicals up in the upper atmosphere when they're doing the chemtrails. There's a chemtrailer coming from the right there, right? They use that in combination with other tools, and we've talked about them extensively. And I think what you're seeing is the effect of that. It's almost impossible to see anything in the sky at that point. And it's only because we had the timing to actually catch what could potentially be an object. I don't know. It could be a gas cloud giant of some sort. Who knows?
I agree with you. I mean, obviously there is some reaction going on. As you can see into this filter, the sun dog definitely coming out and play here. This is another frame, and you still see whatever this is. And I'll put it into another light, and you're going to really be, well, you'll see it here in a second. So when we start putting it into this light, excuse me. There we go. Now you can see the halo. So this is just really odd.
It's really odd. It's really interesting. I think it's a great capture. But again, I mean, it speaks to the fact that I am convinced, and you can call me a freaking conspiracy theorist if you want to, but I've been studying the sun now long enough to know that at certain times it looks like there are artificial devices up there that are meant to either replace sunlight or hide it altogether.
Altogether. And here you can see, now people say, oh, you're just imagining that. Nah, we've caught enough of this from our viewers there. When you pull back, you can clearly see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here you really get what's happening here. There's something happening here because the sun is not being obfuscated, right? The sun is supposed to be up there, and the light would equally disperse as it should around it, correct?
Right.
Just saying. So what cuts off here? I don't know.
I don't know either.
That's a lens flare. We know that. So, Steve, it was just, people, I had another person write me as well. They saw the same thing. They saw that the sun was setting almost in their positions, almost into a due west.
Well, here, I've got and I'm glad you brought this one because I've got kind of a corroborating piece of footage here. I'm just going to put it up real quick.
Pull it up. Yeah, pull it up.
And it's not exactly the same effect, but you will see here in this, and I got to turn the sound off, but you'll see in this video this very strange cloud, and then she starts to pull it back, and it almost seems like you've got an object behind that cloud followed by a big stream through the sky. And I've seen this myself so many times where it just seems like a big streak through the sky. And then you get to that leading edge and you're starting to go, well, is this an object transiting through? What is that, right?
That's, there you go.
And when you start to know what you're looking at up there, it just starts to go, what?
Yeah, I mean, it really is. It's kind of like the first time you take a foreign language, right? And you're reading the book. You've got no idea what you're looking at, much less what it's saying.
Yeah.
But slowly but surely, you begin to understand how the sentence structure, verbs, nouns, etc. And you take that and you begin to assimilate that, and that's what we're talking about here.
Right.
People are seeing this. I mean, that's what I was having this conversation here just recently, that more and more people are becoming aware. They're not sure what is happening. They just know that they're becoming aware, cognitively aware, that, hey, there's something else going on.
And that, I think, is a good segment, a good wrap-up point. Thank you, everybody, for joining the Steiger-Olson Report and part of the GNN Network. Wayne, any final words?
I always say be kind to one another more than ever.
More than ever. Man, right on, Wayne.